Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. This is Rusty 78609 out for a drive, and I got something I'm going to talk about today. I always have something. Let me get out here on the highway. Give me a minute here. I gotta watch for the car. There's not a lot of traffic. I'm here in Kingsland, Texas, USA. This is Highway 1431, and we're just out for a little drive. But what I wanted to talk about was the Rv'Ing addiction or affliction. In other words, is it a disease or is it whatever it is? Yesterday evening I was sitting on my patio at Beer 30, for those of you that know what that is, having a little beer, and it was a beautiful day, and I'm thinking, I remember a student of mine in Refugio, Texas, every morning. This was 1996 or 1997, 1998, in that range. I taught 1 year. He would come in the classroom. He was an MMR, moderately mentally retarded student, and he would walk right up to my desk and he'd say, "Why are you here?" Every day. Got in my head. But anyway, so I was sitting on the patio yesterday having a beer, and I'm thinking, why am I here? Not why am I here on the earth, but why am I in this place? I mean, I've got my home base here in Central Texas. I've been back from Capitan or New Mexico for about 6 weeks, and I'm already thinking, there's got to be somewhere else I can go, and so I'll probably take a trip. But for those of you that are thinking about the Rv'Ing way of life, be careful, because you get used to seeing new stuff, variety, and the whole world becomes your backyard, or the United States anyway, for me, the Western USA. And yeah, and this is a beautiful time of the year to even go boondocking, because the temperatures aren't that cold or that hot in most places. And so I'm thinking about, I was sitting there, I was thinking, well, why don't you go down to Victoria? You got a couple of sisters there you could visit, and that's an option. I may do that, because what I thought about on the way there, I could go by in Rv'Ing, Texas, and go by a place that has got great barbecue. Right, it's called the City Market, right downtown by the railroad tracks. Great barbecue, and I'd stop by there and get me some of those sausage links and some sauce, and pig out, get you some bread and some onion, and just wrap it up and eat it. Anyway, and those are the things you learn by traveling around. You find these little spots that are pretty neat to eat and things to see and do. And then my next option, I thought, well, I could go out to West Texas. I could go out to Alpine. It's not that cold or hot or whatever out there, and it's beautiful country out there for me. It takes about 6 or 7 hours driving time to get to the La Vista campground where I would stay. So that's another trip I'm thinking about. So I've got 2 on my mind. The reason I don't go now is because I ordered an LG G7, and it'll be coming in this week. Why did I order an LG G7? Well, it's a little newer phone than what I've got, and it's got the Snapdragon 845 processor. Might help a little in some areas. We'll have to wait and see, but it's not. It cost me like $175 on eBay, and it kind of. But I needed to do something, because my phone is doing some strange stuff. Not on the videos. The videos seem to be doing okay, but whenever I'm using it to like check the weather or check things, it is really slow. And I've cleaned my cache and done all the stuff that you can do, or that I can think of, and it's just really. And sometimes never mind. That's enough said about the phone. But yeah, the Rv'Ing addiction or affliction. Is it an affliction? In other words, is it an illness? Is an addiction is an illness, I guess you could say. But I'm addicted, man. I've been addicted for years. I mean, it's crazy. I wanted to come back to my home base in Central Texas, and I've been here for about 6 weeks now, and got some things done, got it cleaned up, or got rid of some junk or more junk. And I'm thinking, well, let's go here and let's go there. So West Texas is probably an option, and I may do that. in the next few weeks. I don't know that I'll go to Victoria because I don't know. Victoria's a nice place. My sisters live there, I guess, but it doesn't do anything for me. You know, it's humid. It's anyway. But we'll see. I might go down there. We'll see. But West Texas really appeals to me because I can go through Ira and Texas, stay at the city park one night for free to break the trip in half. So I'd have like a 4-hour drive to Ira and then about 3 or 4 to Alpine and the campground there. The only downside of that is the La Vista used to be a really reasonable RV park. You could stay in pretty inexpensively, but they've gone up dramatically. And the Lost Alaskan is also an RV park in Alpine, Texas, and I think it's around $350 to $400 a month. You know, plus you pay electric at both places. And at La Vista you don't pay the electric because they don't have meters. It's just you just pay a premium to be there. So guys, I know some of you are just really antsy about selling your place or retiring and getting you the deal and getting on the road. Well, let me tell you, it's gradual, or it was for me, but it gets you. You know, all of a sudden that, you know, even me being at my home base is not a good anchor anymore. It used to be, but it's not anymore. Nope, because I get there and then I get to thinking, well, you know, I ought to go here, there. And then you get to the reality of the trip. You know, like, well, okay, I'm going to go there, but where am I going to stay? Well, if you go to Victoria, they have a city park RV deal that's run by the city. And it's not bad. It's reasonably inexpensive. I think it's $10 a night. Well, they got full hookups, actually. They got full hookups there. But we'll see. I'm just going to drive now and think out loud, which I was doing anyway. I love this area here. It's nice. Oh, yeah, there's an RV park up here. I'll drive up here and show you. It's not cheap. But it's an over 55 RV park here in Buchanan Dam. And the lady that used to live here years ago, her name was Rv'Ing, she said that this spot where they are right now would make a great RV park, and somebody did it. I don't know who bought it. I mean, some of her family members may have developed it. It's called the Lazy Ray's, R-A-Y-Z-Z, RV Park. You can go to www.lazyraysrvpark.com, but it's Lazy Ray's, and Ray's is R-A-Y-Z-Z. But yeah, it's gated. It says reserve your site today, now open, large sites, blah, blah, blah. Let me turn the camera. Well, you won't be able to see it anyway. It's got a fence. But anyway, yeah, they are large sites. Well, they are. They're pretty spacious. But it's pretty pricey, as I recall. I called them one time. You can't have a window AC. Because at that time I had the Coachman Clipper Cadet, and it had that little Danby 5,000 BTU window AC, and yeah, you couldn't stay in there with a window AC. And they'll ask you how how old your RV is. First question out of their mouth. So there's they're keeping it pretty well cleaned up, so to speak. But yeah, this is just a back road here in Buchanan Dam, Texas. Let me turn this again so you can see a little more. I don't know if that helped or made it worse. But be that as it may, I am definitely addicted, afflicted, or whatever with RVing. And yeah, as far as boondocking, I'm not too really excited about that anymore, even though I could do it if the weather is good. You know, if the weather is okay. That's the big key there. And for me, I don't like driving down washboard roads to get to the campsite at boondocking sites usually, and that's the biggest problem with getting to free campsites is the roads. Now there's a few county parks and so forth that are free that have paved streets and so forth, which is fine, but by and large, we'll just kind of ramble around here this is called Highline Road in Buckhannon Dam community. It's unincorporated. This area out here, there's some nice lots out here. They used to be, you could pick them up for pretty cheap, but it ain't happening anymore. No, this stuff has gone up. I looked at a spot up here that was 14 acres and they wanted like 86,000. That's a little much for old Dad. But we'll let this go a minute while I'm thinking of something else I can add to the video, which will just totally make it viral. But RVing is fun, guys. Well, it's RVing, van living in a car, whatever. Just being mobile, mobile living, I guess is a good way to put it. Mobile living. Because it doesn't matter what kind of unit you have, just be aware that the next thing you find out, that you'll be sitting somewhere and you think, well, it's time to go. More whiskey. Here's a little place for sale here. It's got a double wide on it. The realtor up here, one of the most popular ones, is called Jesse James Real Estate. And that's his real name. Now we'll just cruise while I'm thinking about where else I would go. Yeah, West Texas or south is good. I might wait to go south in January, because Victoria in January is not bad, even if it's not rainy. West Texas is good any time of the year as far as I'm concerned. I remember when I started this lifestyle, when I got back from the U.S. Peace Corps in 1995. Wow. Got me an old junker. I mean, it was a junker too. Paid cash for it, $4,500. And it was much more than my truck was able to pull, but I didn't know what the towing capacity of that Chevrolet pickup was. It was a 79 Chevrolet pickup, automatic, 350, and I think it had like 323 gears or maybe 370s, I'm not sure. But yeah, it struggled. And I went out to West Texas. Sure. Well, first of all, I went all over the western USA for about a year or so, and then came out and ended up living out in Big Bend for 2 years on the Terlingua Ranch, and that was pretty nice. Yeah, you get in this subdivision here, and you'll have a hard time finding your way out. I'll tell you. Well, y'all go straight. We'll go, because I know if I head straight to the water, I hit 261. That's Lake Buchanan straight ahead. RVing. How did I ever get into that? From a sticks and big, I had four. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, I built 4 new homes. I did in my life. The first one was about 1,000 square feet, cost me $12,000. The second one was about 1,400 square feet and cost $36,000. The third one was about 2,400 square feet and cost, I had it built, I did a lot of the work, I contracted a lot of the work on that one, and it ended up being about $60,000, but it was worth about 80. And then my third one was the peak and also the finish, or fourth one rather. It was about 3,000 square feet, 5 bedroom, 3 bath on a hill. Oh man. And that was the finish for the Sticks and Bricks. Shortly after that, I ended up in the U.S. Peace Corps. Wow. So anyway, ladies and gentlemen, I'll end the video by telling you that Rusty is probably going to take a trip sometime. I'm not sure if it'll be next week, but I would say that it's in the cards. And where will I go and how long will I go? I am not sure. In fact, I may not really make up my mind until I'm pulling out of my driveway. And now that I have all of my stuff in my truck or the RV, that is pretty nice. It's a good feeling. Because I did that for years, man. I mean, when I first started out, bought my first RV, everything I owned was in the RV or the truck. And I didn't have a camper top. Nope. But it was cluttered for sure. And having said that, guys, I'll end the video now if I can get this going here. Okay, and I hate it when people pull up right beside you and just stay there, you know? Get on by, bud. Well, he's from Oregon. I guess he wanted to say hello. So with that in mind, ladies and gentlemen, thumbs up, carpe diem, adios, bye-bye. Are you afflicted or addicted? Buy anything you want anytime, but if you think about it, use the link to Amazon products in the description of all of my videos. Why? Because I get a small commission, doesn't cost you 1 penny. What else? Drink plenty of water, stretch. 3 or 4 quarts a day won't hurt you. It's good for you. Help you avoid gout, kidney stones, and it'll also help you lose weight because you'll be full of water and you won't want to eat so much. What else? Take deep breaths. Breathe in really deeply. Hold it for a few seconds and then breathe out slowly. Why? Because that relieves stress, and relieving stress does what? Lowers your blood pressure. Is that good for you? Yes. What else? Stretch, 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 walk, walk, walk. Exercise your body once or twice a day. Why? Because that's good for you. You'll be healthier a little longer if you do that. And what else? Stand guard at the door of your mind. Do not let negative Nancy or negative Ned get inside of your head. It's your head, your brain, your consciousness. And so don't let the news media or whoever dump trash in your mind. And with that well, I'll get it out here in a minute. Having said that, accentuate the positive, eliminate the negative, and enjoy your life one day or one moment at a time. And old Rusty's got the affliction addiction. I guarantee you, the Rv'Ing affliction addiction. Adios, amigos. Bye-bye.